Welcome to Storytime with Tallulah. Today's reading comes from r/IDontWorkHereLady. Our first story is titled, A Wild Karen Meets Her Match. For background, I am a police officer in Australia. I work in plain clothes. At work, I wear a business shirt with tie, suit pants, and have my utility belt with gun, taser, pepper spray, and all other necessary AccuTreatments on the belt. I also have a police badge clipped to my belt and another police badge with my work ID around my neck. This incident also happened while the pandemic was spreading rapidly. Most business had been closed by government mandate. People have to ensure they are practicing social distancing or they can be fined. The government hasn't mandated that people stay home, but have limited the number of people allowed in groups, no contact with strangers, and you should only out for work or essential supplies. It's also important to know that in Australia, members of the public cannot carry firearms in public, and it's difficult to get a license to even possess a firearm. A few days ago, I was at work and my partner needed to buy supplies from an office supply store nearby. The stuff at this store wear far blue polo shirts. We went to the store and my partner was getting everything she needed. I was waiting when I hear this screeching voice from behind me. Where are the chargers? I turn around and see this Karen standing there with her arms crossed glaring at me. Now let me remind you that I'm wearing all my work gear and a bright pink long sleeve business shirt. I say to the Karen, I'm not sure where the Karen is not impressed and cuts me off. Steps very close to me, well within what I consider my personal space at the best of times. But when I'm at work, it's an offense gesture. Karen then screeches, You work here, how the heck do you not know where chargers are? I look the Karen dead in the eye and with a stern voice say, First thing, I don't work here. Second thing, I'm a police officer. I point at my gun, taser, and badge. Third thing, you are currently breaching social distancing laws and can be fined. Step back now. The Karen quickly turned around and ran from the store. I'm just happy the actual staff didn't have to deal with her because she was rude from the start. I should have pointed out that a phone charger isn't an essential purchase. Edit. Our government deems essential items as food and medicine. You can also go outside to exercise or travel to work. I'm a 32-year-old, and for me, personally, a phone charger is essential. I live off my phone. But is anything a Karen wants really essential? I guess you have a point. Well, I hope she learned her lesson and doesn't do that again. I got fired from Walmart and never worked there. Obligatory on mobile. Sorry about any formatting issues. About a year ago, I worked selling solar panel systems. This job required me to wear khakis and a blue polo when I was meeting customers. One particular day, after meeting with a homeowner, I had to stop by my local Walmart to get more pens and a notepad for my work bag. I pretty consistently got asked if I worked there by other customers, and I would help if I knew what they were after, but I always told them that I didn't work there, and they were always kind. So this fateful day, I grabbed my pens and paper and checked out in the self-checkout section. As I was leaving, I heard someone say behind me, And just where do you think you're going? Now a little about me. I try to mind my own business as much as possible and don't like to get wrapped up in other people's drama. When I hear outbursts like that in public, I assume it's not because of me. I also try to follow the rules as much as possible. In this case, I assume it wasn't me because I paid for everything, so I continue to my car. Roughly 30 feet from my car, I hear again, Hey, you stop! I do turn around at that one because that's typically what you say to a thief. An employee who can only be described as a Karen is marching towards me, 8 different kinds of pissed off. She starts reaming into me about how I'm abandoning my shift and I'm not supposed to get off for another 3 hours. I'm standing there bewildered because I genuinely have no clue what she's talking about, and I try to let her know I don't work there. But she won't let me get a word in. Eventually, she says, Forget it, you're fired. I waited about 5 seconds and told her, I don't work here. I've never worked here. She stared at me and muttered, Sorry, and ran back inside. I'm still not sure what happened, but that's my tale of being fired from a job I never worked at. Hope it brought you some joy. Yeah, that's insane. How does someone not know who their employees are? Our next story is titled, I'm a landscaper, not a construction worker. A bit of background, before the fire department, I started working at a landscaping company, which I still work with to this day. Mind that our uniforms consisted of khaki pants and a bright green shirt with our company logo on the back. I was outside of an alternate office location, waiting for my boss to arrive since I'd gotten there rather early. Right around the corner, there was construction going on. Our uniforms are a bit similar in terms of the shirts, minus the logo, and a hard hat since we were going to be working near the construction. Safety regulations and that jazz. This hard hat also had our company logo on it. As I was waiting for my boss to arrive, I would assume the person who was the manager of the construction approached me from behind. I didn't notice him as I was on my phone and didn't hear his footsteps. He taps me on the shoulder to get my attention. As I turned to face him, he had the most arrogant, crud-eating grin I'd ever seen. I'm guessing this was due to the fact that he thought he'd caught a worker slacking off and could exercise his authority. Dialogue proceeded like this: arrogant, ding-dong, and me. The arrogant ding-dong says, "Why aren't you working? Where's your boss?" "Excuse me?" "I said, where's your boss? Shouldn't you be working?" "I'm waiting for my boss to get here." "He should already be here, right? Go ahead and get that stack of bricks for me, this way." He motions to a pile of bricks in the corner. At this point, I wondered what was going on and figured it out pretty quickly. "Oh, alright, you think I'm with the construction guys around the corner. Sorry, man, I'm not with them." "What are you talking about? I saw you here yesterday." This was before the pandemic hit and the place was bustling with hundreds of people. "Yes, I was here yesterday, but not with construction." "Yes, you were. I saw you." "Sir, I'm with the landscaping company that takes care of trash cleanup and mowing the grass as well as taking care of the flower beds and mulch." He looks at me like I'm crazy up until I show him the large, bold company logo on the back of my shirt where he approached me from. He then appears to have just seen a ghost, turns around, and leaves me alone. The end. Wow, that was just perfect. Isn't that the greatest feeling when someone comes after you like that? And you're just like, "Hey, I got you." They're like, "Ugh." Our next story is titled, "No, really, school is completely closed." I'm on the janitorial team that was sanitizing our public school buildings during the cancellations last week. Monday I arrived for my first day and I was tackling an auditorium. It was no secret that schools were closed. It was on the news, there were signs on the doors. I think the city even sent a text alert about it to anyone signed up for municipal notifications, and the school absolutely sent emails. But as I'm beginning to clean with my cart and my janitorial uniform, a woman comes in with two kids, 5 and 7-ish. I say, "Hi, I'm sorry, the school is closed for the rest of the..." And she cuts me off and says, Yeah, I know, but this is the daycare service, right?" "No, what? No, I'm just a member of the cleaning crew." "Well, where's the daycare?" "There, what? I don't think there is one. We're sanitizing every room today. You could go to the office and ask, but I didn't see anyone in there. It's really just us." "Oh, great, so you're in charge? I'll be back at 2:15, all right?" "I'm not in charge of anything. You'll need to go to the office or probably go home, actually. I don't think there's any kind of service." "What are you talking about? They wouldn't have just canceled school without a daycare service for working parents. Where's your boss?" "My boss is also a janitor. Trust me, they cannot help you." Now at this point, the kids had begun to run around the gym, which meant I'd have to re-sanitize whatever they've touched. So I said more firmly, "You need to go. I'm not supposed to let people in here during cleaning." At this point, I wasn't sure if she was messing with me or if she really didn't know. She seemed busy. She had a cell phone in one hand and no hands on the kids. Without looking up, she says, "Well, you should have cleaned before the kids started to arrive, shouldn't you?" I'm starting to wonder if I'm the crazy one at this point. "There are no kids arriving. I'm cleaning. The school is closed." "I know the school is closed. That's why I'm leaving them in the daycare." And just like that, she was off. I was calling after her. "Hey, excuse me, lady, you cannot leave kids here." I didn't know what to do about it, so I took the kids to my boss and asked what we needed to do. The boss said, "So they just left these kids here? Why didn't you tell her the school was closed? Who doesn't know that by now?" I explained that I did tell her, and she either was so checked out she didn't understand or she chose to ignore me. So the boss said, "This is all way too risky. We can't keep an eye on them, and there are dangerous products, and who knows why she left them here. We don't need this problem. Better call whoever you call about kids with no one to watch them. Cops?" We also had one of the janitors trying to get a name and number off the kids, but they didn't really know. But we have a few undocumented immigrants on the crew and a couple others who would have just been nervous to have cops buzzing around the workplace. So we Googled it and ended up calling a child services hotline. Ultimately, a social worker came and with cops, but they didn't bother anyone though. Just focus on the kids. The cops went through the kids' bags and found their last name on a school binder and found a number to call. They got the kid's father, who was irate. They had the conversation on speakerphone, so I caught bits and pieces. What do you mean? They're where? Aren't schools closed?" and he was there within 10 minutes. I guess he called his wife for an explanation during the time because she arrived not too soon afterwards. The cops and social worker were lecturing them, and the woman was like, "I left them with a childcare worker in the drop-off area." And they reiterated there was no daycare, and they had no idea what she was talking about. So to that point, I thought, okay, I guess she's just really, really dumb. Then the cops let them go with a warning about understanding where they are leaving their kids and with whom. But as they were leaving, the woman sneered at my boss. "Was it really such a big deal that you had to call the police?" So now I wonder whether she was trying to pull a fast one on us or if she was just that stupid. The world may never know, but I still laugh at the story. That's ridiculous. That is not cool. I feel sorry for those kids. So hopefully that gets worked out and never happens again, but that's unfortunate. And I thought she had to work. Why did she end up going home? Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you enjoy these types of videos, please consider subscribing and hit that bell for notifications so you know when more videos come out. Thank you all for your continued support, and if you have not joined the Discord, the link's in the description below. We have an awesome community. It'd be cool for you to come by, say hello, make some friends, and also if you'd like to follow me on any of my other social medias, those links are also in the description below. Thank you, hope you're all being safe, and with that being said, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.